What's up, guys? This is the recording of Xavier's loss at Iowa on Friday night. We will see you guys next week back at home at Cintas and Dana's on Tuesday. Enjoy your weekend.
All right. Welcome back to a Roll Blob postgame show, our fourth of the year, our first postgame show away from Dana Gardens. So we're doing it remotely. Here I am, Coop Ledford.
Now here's a guy who appreciates 10 minutes of good basketball, Ken.
An early Cap Collinsworth slide right here.
Yeah.
So, you know the guys, Kenny Freese over there, Jason, a.k.a. Cap Meyer, for those who are listening,
Present.
is cracking open a non-alcoholic beer.
My sixth one.
Because possibly corn is in alcohol, right? Iowa is big in corn, so I think it's a little bit of a protest.
Rain makes corn, corn makes whiskey.
Hey, Xavier loses to Iowa 81-62. Kenny, what are your initial thoughts following Xavier's second straight loss?
My initial thoughts are I thought it was going to be worse. So I am that's literally what I was thinking the entire game, sitting here watching the game with my son. And, he's very like matter of fact, he's just like, man, they're not very good, are they, Dad? Like,
I can't speak.
No. Yeah.
No,
It's just like, well, buddy, they have a new coach, a lot of new players. They're starting to put some things together. But much better than I was expecting it to be, honestly. I think that we saw a different team tonight. I think that we saw that maybe Santa Clara is a better team than we thought. Like, I think Santa Clara would probably beat Iowa too. I'm not saying they're going to beat them by 30, but I think that they would beat them. They're a really good team. Like, so, the Iowa game, they put together a good, like, last 10 minutes of the first half. And then, just kind of rode out the lead through the rest of the game. But I mean, I don't know, that 7-point play that 7-point possession was insane. I mean, after that, I was like, hold on a second here. And then, then there it went away.
But I will say, though, Coop and I's initial thought, though, was like, it really wasn't fun for the meat and potatoes of that game. The steak nuggets and potatoes of that game were not super fun. But the first 10 minutes, though, Kenny, we were looking for a response, and I think you got a response, those first 10 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, and that's exactly what we said in the podcast that you and I did together, Cap, is just like, just go out there and show some fight. And I think that they did that. They didn't make a lot. They made a lot of mistakes offensively, being careless with the ball. I think that defensively I don't know what it is. When they get in the paint, it's just like I know Trey Carroll's a big guy, right? And he's defending a guy that's around the same size as he is. And it just seems like they're able to find the way to the basket where they're laying the ball over the front of the rim more often than not. And you're just like, how does that keep happening?
Yeah, and 50 points in the paint for Iowa tonight.
Yeah, that's
if you're into stats, that's one.
I don't think that's good.
That's one of them. I mean, they shot 27% from three. We shot 24% from three and took 33 threes.
Yeah, and Trey Carroll took let's see here. Trey Carroll took more than anybody from deep. He took 8 of them.
We didn't cover, did we? How much did we end up losing by?
19. Did not cover.
No cover. We were almost not good, but great. I mean, we were close to covering, but I mean, Ken, for me, it was good to at least see something. I mean, this was a building block because, I mean, you lose to Lemoyne, who's 340th, or at least was in Ken Palm. Honestly,
hey, one second here, Cap. You guys are breaking up real bad.
Okay. Thanks for letting us know.
Your camera's getting real fuzzy, and your voice is like cutting out.
Should we go out and go back in?
I don't know.
We'll go out and come back in.
All right. Everybody's going to see my messy basement, but that's fine.
Sorry about that, pal. Fuck. I mean, shoot.
Yeah, Jared, I thought you were playing Arc Raiders, man. No, but we'll wait for them to get back in here. They've been testing out some new cameras, and sometimes things don't go as we plan. But I was very happy with the way that the Xavier team played tonight. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and say that I'm excited about the the future of the team by any means or this year, but I think that they had hog revealed. Yeah. No, I think that they showed some life. They showed some spark. They showed that, if they can start to make some of these threes that they're getting, because they weren't necessarily taking bad shots. I think that if they're able to make some of those threes and then play a little bit better defense in the paint, I can see a path forward where this team wins some games. And after last game, I wasn't feeling confident in their ability to win more than 6 or 7 games when you look at their schedule. So this gave me a little bit of hope.
Yeah, completely agree. I mean, it was at least good to see him put it together for a little stretch, and this is something you can build upon, Ken. Because I'm gonna be real with you, we watched the who we playing, Santa Clara. That's how much disrespect I have for Santa Clara as a program, but there was just nothing to build on there, Ken. I mean, nothing.
Right.
But I mean, you go on the road against the Big Ten team, in my mind, a Gavitt game. And you put together some good stretches against the best opponent that we've played so far, by a good margin. I think they were 42nd in KenPom.
Yeah, in the 40s. I can't remember.
Yeah, in the 40s. So going,
Yeah.
On the road, best team we played, they're 50 spots higher in KenPom than Santa Clara was. So there's definitely something to build on here, but it is just, oh man. I mean,
they're polar opposite teams just in terms of the continuity. Like, I know the broadcast team talked about it, but all of those players that came from Drake with Coach McCollum to Iowa, obviously they've not all played at Iowa before, but a group of guys, that mmany people and that many coaches so familiar with each other, where the only continuity of any sort you have really is Pitino, Borovichinen, and Milicevic, and that's it.
Right.
So, obviously you're at a disadvantage. Then you go on the road, and you cross into the Central Time Zone. That's part of it.
Yeah,
that's tough.
That's
that might be it. That might be it.
That should do it.
I'm curious to know your thoughts on this, Kenny. The game was never really something attainable for Xavier to win, especially in the second half. But what stuck out to me is the lineups that we saw. The game's out of reach, and you don't see certain guys in the game, and I'm not going to call them out, but you have the 5 starters that obviously played a lot. Roddy didn't get to play a whole lot because he was in foul trouble for most of it, but you see Albright check in, and you see Isaiah Walker check in. So other than those guys, unless I'm missing somebody here, you kind of have this same 7 or 8 guys playing that whole game. You saw a little bit of Anthony Robinson, not a lot of Robinson.
So I think that you can tell a lot by the way that coaches choose their lineups in times of the game that really matter and times of the game that don't really matter. You can tell a lot by what they're doing. And for me, number one, there's no point in any of these games that's not valuable for Xavier. So they should have I don't care if they're losing by 30 or if it's a tie game and they're going into the last 4 minutes, they need to have what Pitino believes is the best 5 players out there at all times, because they have to start to get these game minutes and these game reps to get to a position where they feel more comfortable on the floor playing with each other. That's number one. Number two, Robinson played 8 minutes tonight. It's by far the least.
I were talking about. There was some clear signals.
Yeah, it's by far the least that he's played all year, and I think that I've heard this from multiple people now, that when you watch him play, he looks like a high-level guy when you watch him in practice, and he has stretches where he looks like a high-level player in games. But then when it gets time to really turn that into 40 minutes or 40 minutes, however much time you get to play in that 40 minutes, that there's something that's going on. I don't know if it's the pressure of the game getting to him. I don't know if it's conditioning. I don't know if it's, maybe he's just not ready for this level. I know he coming from Virginia, you would think that he would have seen this level of play in practice, or at least been, semi-ready for it. I don't know what it is, but him playing 8 minutes tonight against, like you said, the best team that we've played so far, it's very telling.
That was a clear signal, and you saw the lineup and rotation get tight. I mean, I think there was a clear divergence, because I feel like over the course so far, it's kind of been, everyone getting about 20, 25, 30 minutes, not anything too crazy. Tonight it was compact. You could tell Richard Pitino was like, okay, I'm tightening up this lineup. And I think that paid off in the beginning. I think you started to see. Can I get a shout out to Phil real quick?
Yeah.
Phil Phil honestly put a pretty dang good game overall tonight, in my opinion, especially to start. And I think you saw those initial little, roles being carved, whether it's Phil. I thought Borvichinen had a really nice start to the game, was hitting shots. We had to
talk about Jovan or
Jovan.
Yeah.
Sorry. I'm all over the place.
Compound words, yeah. But no, you're right. Phil and Jovan both, I think, look pretty good. Especially when you have to play that many minutes. You're not getting subbed out really much at all.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and I appreciate the effort from Trey. I mean, people are going to dog Trey, for whatever reason, but he's kind of, I feel like, been a punching bag. But I think I at least respect the guy who's at least taking the responsibility. Like, Trey's at least giving it.
There were multiple times in this game where I'm looking at their offense. And I've talked about this multiple times, how they're not moving the ball back and forth, but there was multiple times during this game today that I saw them move the ball back and forth, have an open shot, and it was like guys were scared to take those shots because they felt like, I don't know what it was. I don't know the reason why they were scared to take them, but it felt like they were getting more fluidity in their offense tonight. I don't know if you guys felt the same thing. But
1,000%.
You could see that they were getting something moving, and the part that was frustrating for me is Trey Carroll. I can think of one in particular where he passed up a wide open three, and you go 2 for 8, you're shooting 25%. Like, I understand that there's something inside you that says maybe I'm shooting too much if I'm not making these shots, but when you also have to look inside yourself and say, me, Milicevic and Messina Moore, we have to score points. So if you're, I don't at that point, your scale for what's a good shot and what's a bad shot is very different for, let's say, Phillip. Phillip, I think, is a guy that he needs to score in the flow of the offense off of defense. The easiest way for a guy like him to score is off a steal, fast break, finding guys open, getting to the rim. That's when he's going to find a lot of success. He hasn't played or shot the ball well from the 3-point line yet throughout this year, but he's clearly not scared to take them. I mean, I think, and
I thought the shot looked decent tonight.
Yeah, but I mean, I think he has 4 or 5 airball threes this year. That's tough. So but like you said, this isn't a bad thing against Phillip, because I think that he's just out there doing what he can, trying to help the team to win. I mean, he had 12 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, and 3 steals.
And for the most part, at least for the part of the game where we looked good, he looked good with the ball in his hands. And I mean, especially the size that he has and the handle that he has, that's promising.
Yeah, and that's why I kind of look at him like a 0.34 type of player.
Full point forward, no question.
Because I don't think that we really have a true point guard. I mean, Roddy is the closest that we have to it, but I don't know if he fits that archetype of a true point guard. Him bringing the ball up the court is, to me, feels like things get going more, and you can see in the minutes played, Phillip 35 minutes, Trey 35 minutes, and then all right 28 minutes off the bench. You're finding these guys. Messina Moore 29 minutes. Those are the guys that I feel like he's shown now with this competition against the best team that we've played, that he's putting the faith in those guys. So now it's on them to go out and make those minutes worth it. Get in the gym tomorrow. Go get some shots up. Get yourself more comfortable shooting the ball. You're getting some of that game experience. What are you going to do to take that step to the next level and become a Big East level talent? And I think that those 4 guys in particular, I think that they have the ability to do that. But it's really tough to do it on the fly when Big East basketball is coming around the corner in 2.5, 3 weeks.
Right. Yeah. And one thing I'm curious to know, Kenny, is the locker room obviously tonight is going to be a lot different than it was against Santa Clara. I feel like there's a lot more positives, but at the end of the day, you still lost by 19 points, right? So back-to-back 19-point losses, if I'm not mistaken. But where do you go from here as far as the next week? Well, you don't have a whole week, but the next few days of practices, getting your mind right. You have Tech or who is it?
We got Old Dominion on Tuesday.
Old Dominion on Tuesday. So, I mean, I don't think any game's a guaranteed win, but to get right mentally and physically, I mean, how do you balance that whenever you need to get back to winning basketball games?
I mean, I think that first and foremost, you have to find positives where you can. So I think that that's kind of a double-edged sword, though. Like, they obviously the locker room after Santa Clara had to have been just an absolute nightmare. After a game like this, I think that maybe there's a tendency to not feel as bad, and on one side of that I can see it, and I can like if you're going to take that as a positive and use it as a launching pad to get better, I think that is a positive thing. If you go into the locker room after the game and you think like, all right, we did a little bit better today, that was good, and then and that's just kind of like what your mindset is, then that's obviously bad, because then you're kind of just like accepting that you're going to lose games.
There's still a ton to improve on.
Right.
I mean,
so
I don't know about you. I mean, after those first 8 to 10 minutes, it was rough to watch.
I mean, and the thing is in that first 8 to 10 minutes, I was like, hold on a second here. Like,
I know
these guys might be able to hang with them. And, there are like, in general, I would say there's probably like 10 to 15 possessions in a game that are going to win and lose you the game. Obviously, you have to be solid in all of them, but like, there are very key things that happen: getting on the floor, making that three, coming up with a block shot or a steal in very important points of the game. And you could just see those plays going Iowa's way throughout the first half, towards the end of it. And you were just like, oh, okay, like this is when they start to pull away. And I think like Messina Moore getting his third foul early, like it's from a guard, it is. And I wish we'll get Tu Holloway on here at some point just to get his perspective on this. But like, you do not get in foul trouble as a guard. You don't. It's not like, oh, maybe like I'm just going to go play hard and we'll see what happens. Like, you don't get in foul trouble. You can't. As a big guy, like, you're put in a lot more positions where you're in front of the rim and you're having to contest shots and like things happen. But like, even with experience with big guys, you see them find ways to like make sure they're staying out of foul trouble and all that stuff. But as a guard, like, you just can't get in foul trouble. Now, this is the second game in a row that Moore's gotten in foul trouble. And I don't remember what Roddy was last game. But you just can't do it. So, but like from when I look at Anthony Robinson, I mean, I know he only played 8 minutes, but he had one foul. And like, he's got to be more physical. I wouldn't be angry. I wouldn't be angry to see Robinson go in there and get 3 fouls in 8 minutes.
I think that's what we want to see. Where's the dog at? I mean, that's what we want to see. I mean, clearly our best athlete and clearly has a very high ceiling. Yeah. So it's just like, where you at, brother? Yeah, like, let's go. Let's go. Yeah. And because I think we're getting fight out of guys. And I think you're getting clear fight out of All Right, out of Trey, out of, you're seeing it clearly. And I'm not trying to call you out,
Milicevic too. Milicevic too. Like,
absolutely.
I really like Milicevic, man. I like him a lot. So
me too. And these are relatively young guys too, most of them. So like, but you're seeing these roles start to get defined. But again, I think one thing that I look to is like, at least there's something to build on, because if you can we showed that we can do it for 10 minutes. Yeah, because those 10 minutes are competitive basketball. Those 10 minutes, you'll be able to compete with most teams in the country if we play like that. So it was at least good to see, because going into tonight, it was just like, I mean, I'm going to be real with you guys. I'm sure you guys probably felt the same way. It's like there was no indication going into this game that from anything that we had seen that we really had much to fight against, real competition. But tonight, it's like you showed that you can do it. Now, I feel like you can build off of that if we can, do that for longer stretches and more consistently. And I think, too, you started to see some flow, which was nice, too. Like, the offense was actually pretty fun to watch in the beginning of the game.
The other side of that, too, is, if Xavier shoots 40% from three, it's a 4-point game. Like, so, like, I think that's something also to keep in perspective. Like, I mean, they got out rebounded like crazy. Holy crap!
Oh, and that was my thing. Like,
but still, honestly, at the same time, we took 30 more shots than they did. So, like, I mean, we took 8 more shots. We took 22 more threes. 8 more
Okay.
shots, 22 more
Yeah.
threes.
We're chucking threes, but
Right, but so like if you're shooting the ball well from 3 in this game, it looks much different. I mean, 24% from 3 is like you might as well not even shoot them. Like, I mean, that's
now I
unacceptable.
thought, again, it was some good, some bad. I thought we got some pretty dang good looks that just didn't go.
Yeah.
But some of them were good shots in rhythm, good offense, and that's mostly what I want to see. It's just good offense. Yeah, if we're getting good shots, I can live with that. If we're getting good shooters in rhythm, that's fine. What I didn't like in the first few games is just off the dribble, crazy threes. You know what I mean? Like, if we don't shoot well, we don't shoot well. But I thought we were getting good shots.
Right.
Not all the time, but there were stretches where we were getting good shots.
Yeah,
It was,
I mean,
it was
and
defense. I thought the defense was awful.
yes, and that's part of the thing that's so frustrating when you're watching this team is it just feels like. I mean, Coach Mack used to say things all the time, like when we would give up a straight line drive, guy goes to the front of the rim and gets a bucket. He'd be like, I can't coach against that. If you're going to give, I can't coach against collateral damage, which is what he always used to say. Like, if you're going to drive through and now there's a guy helping a kick out, a guy helping in a kick, and now that guy's wide open because we're playing 4-on-5,
Right.
like you can't coach that kind of, and like these guys, it's just like possession after possession after possession. It's just like one-on-one, man-to-man, and you're just getting beat. And they're like, you can't coach against that. There's not really any defensive scheme that you can put together that's gonna help you just be a better one-on-one defender, unless they go play zone or if they do something like that.
Yeah.
Like, and some people in the chat are talking about that. I just don't think that you're going to get that out of Patino. Well, I don't think you're going to get that out of Patino. I think it would be nice to maybe see that as a curveball, but Patino came in. Patino came in and wanted to play a very specific type of defense, and speed the game up, do all this stuff. But if he's going to play 8 guys for the rest of the year, they're going to have to figure something out.
I agree, and this is where it hurts, like not having a guy like Robinson. I mean, he's our best athlete, and you would think a pretty plus defender when he's bringing his lunch pail, because it's like I love Jovan, but like Jovan's clearly an offensively leaning player. Like Jovan's not going to be the best defender in the world, especially off the dribble. Like, and so we're missing Robinson. I feel like he is came in to be our post presence, our defensive stopper, things like that, our fifth wall back there. So like you miss that. And it's like I would like to see some dog out of some of our, more athletic dudes. We need them. You know what I mean? And I feel like some guys currently aren't giving us the fight that we need, and the guys that aren't really the most athletic in the world.
And hopefully we can see some dog, because they have that tune-up, if you want to call it that, against Old Dominion. But after that, it's the Thanksgiving tournament, and they face the Dogs, the Georgia Bulldogs, and then either West Virginia or Clemson. So those
Georgia.
Yep, there it is. So there's going to be more tests to come before the shootout and everything like that. But I mean, I think
it reminds me of that commercial where he's like, where the guy does the dog bark at his boss. It was on a couple of times during
the not a good
go dogs.
Go dogs. Laying on thick. Not a good decision.
Oh, sorry, Coop. What were you saying?
I don't remember after that, but I guess just as you move forward going to Old Dominion, I'm just curious to kind of see how they bounce back. Is it going to be a game like it was against Marist and Lemoyne, where you get down and you have to dig yourself out of it and you end up winning, but probably not by as much as you wanted to? Or is it going to be a game where you go all out, you have a ton of effort, guys are playing their best basketball they have all season, and you take care of business like you're supposed to? So I know these 2 games haven't gone Xavier's way in really any aspect of it, offensively, defensively, especially on rebounding battles. I mean, they've gotten destroyed on the rebounding battle. And with all that height, it's really bad. But Santa Clara, like you said, at the end of the day, is a good team. Iowa's a good team. I don't think it's an overreaction to express worry with this team, but who knows? I mean, maybe if you go and you beat Old Dominion, you pick up a win in the tournament down in the Carolinas, and you go from there, maybe you feel a little bit better about the team. I don't know, but I think we're going to learn a lot against Old Dominion on Tuesday, as as meaningless as that game sounds on paper, I think it'll
Big
be
game.
I think it'll be interesting to watch.
Because I think you can build off this, and I think there's a chance that we could come out swinging and look really good against Old Dominion. Especially,
and what what I hope more than anything is that Xavier comes out and shows Patino what Xavier's all about. I really hope that the fans come out to that game. If we see, and I know that it doesn't help that it's a weeknight game and all those different things, but I really hope that we get a good crowd there. We get a lot of fans. The place is loud. The place is hard to play because, if those games start to feel like, neutral site games for opposing teams, like it just makes it more difficult to come in and to come in, or it makes it easier to come in there and win. And so I think that this should be enough to at least get like the diehards back in the gym. I think that this game will be like what they showed us tonight will be enough to get the diehards back in the gym and really put out a good home field advantage, home court advantage for the team against Old Dominion. And if they go out there and they continually are playing bad, and like we've talked about this multiple times, the season turns into something different at that point. You're not going out there and you're supporting a team because they're going to go make a tournament or they're going to make a deep run in the tournament or compete for a Big East title, whatever it is. You're not going out there for that reason. You're going out there to support a team that's in a rebuild mode that honestly, like these players they're changing schools every year and they're trying to figure out what schools they want to go to. And it's the money's involved for sure. But another big thing about getting players to come to your school is that home court advantage and the fans that are behind them. And if fans are going to come out and show that like, hey, if you're not doing well, we're just not going to come to the game. Like that's not a good thing for a player that, you have to pay $1 million to come to your school. He's going to look at that and be like, I don't know. Do I want to go out there where if I lose a game, everybody leaves? Right.
Yeah. You're still having people come on campus. Yeah. It's a bad look.
Yes.
Sure.
So.
Yeah. I mean, that's a good point and something I hadn't really thought about. So if you're able to go on Tuesday, tip-off's at 7 p.m. I mean, Cap and I will be there.
For reference, they are 208 in Ken Palm. Georgia is 30.
Who's 208? Old
Dominion. Old Dominion's 208, so a little bit worse than Marist was.
Okay, Gotcha. Well, I mean, that's kind of an easy comparison then between Marist and Lemoyne.
Right in our wheelhouse.
Right where we want them, baby.
Yeah,
but let's see, Ken. I mean, you got 8 to 12 minutes, in my opinion, a good hoop tonight. It got pretty dang ugly. It was sloppy as all get out. I'm not going to lie to you. It got hard to watch. Can you get 25-30 against Old Dominion? You know what I mean? Where you probably are superior from a talent perspective. You're at home. This is, and again, I really just think that this fan base is just, okay, bye, Kenny. I think that we're just looking for something to cling to, Coop.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm just looking for something to believe in, man.
Yeah.
Like, give me something to believe in. But we had little sparks of hope tonight. Kenny has entered the studio.
Just
Kenny,
dipped out for a second.
Okay, no, you want to be on the left side.
Yeah, I'm going to be on the left side.
What are you on my screen, bro?
Stage right.
For anyone who's listening to this and not watching it, we've had some issues. It is cold and flu season. I think our computers have caught some sort of virus. I hear they can do that.
I sneezed.
So sometimes the feed gets messed up. But we appreciate you being here, watching us on YouTube on the Big East Energy
I also spilled that beer all over the computer.
The Roll Blob podcast, YouTube, and Twitter. And we'll be back at Dana's on Tuesday following the conclusion of the Old Dominion game. So if you will definitely go to the game, if you're listening to this or watching it, go to the game, say what's up to us, and then go to the heated patio at Dana Gardens, get a Herschel, get a Muskie Lager if available, drink responsibly, and enjoy a live podcast.
Preach. Kenny, I got 2 things for you right now. Number 1, based on the broadcast, I think you should definitely be calling games. Number 2, do you have thoughts on RB steak nuggets?
I mean, I've seen them.
Would you try them?
I mean, yeah, I would try them for sure.
Okay.
I mean, I wonder.
I don't, eat steak from fast food restaurants, but
we were saying
I need a sloppy steak, sloppy steak,
milk steak, sloppy steaks. I'll eat that.
I mean, Cap had tuna and eggnog for dinner, so he's gonna try it.
He had pineapple beef, bro.
It's good. It's
Oh,
kind of
God.
nature. I don't even know what eggnog is.
Yeah, pluck beef off a tree, Coop. I mean, what are we
Hey,
talking about?
There will
It's
be
called
no
ground
eggnog slander around here.
Yeah, thank you.
I like eggnog, just not with my tuna. You know,
That's
I'll have to
that's
do
a
it with
good that's a good point. That's a good
I
point.
mean, it's a take. Let me digest that, and we'll go from
I
there.
don't think it's digestible.
Well, I'll talk to you in a little bit. But Ken, any final thoughts tonight on this Titanic
What's
struggle?
this QR code up here for the YouTube watchers?
It's actually over there.
Does that go to a book?
Wherever
No,
it
this
may
one
be.
doesn't go to. Yeah, there you go. That's right, Coop. That one doesn't go to a book. That one goes to our very active Discord. Lot of fans in there. We have the Roll Blob Discord, which is great because it's just kind of it's a little Xavier bubble. But the Big East Discord is we have a Xavier section in there. I have a feeling that as the conference season gets going, it's going to be it's going to get a little heated in there at times, which is what we want, right? To a certain extent. We don't want to. We won't mention any names, but we want to kind of keep things as civil as possible.
Yeah.
But it's going to be a fun time.
Apologies for the impromptu cutoff there. I kind of took the stream hostage talking about DePaul. I was hoping we'd get at least some glimmer of hope that Friday night. But I kind of took the stream hostage, and there wasn't really much in the way of coherent thoughts. So I thought that'd be a good place to cut it. But let's stay on the up, stay positive. We will see you guys on Tuesday against Old Dominion. See if we can get one together. But we will see you guys soon. Go Muskies, Roll Blob, Lego.